Okay, here we are. Second episode of the Taco Stand. I'd like to introduce my friend and professional desert racer
I like that title.
and semi-professional jet skier.
Like super amateur.
Super amateur.
Super amateur.
All around great guy. They call him the All-American. Jeremy Newton.
Hello, guys. Pleasure to be here. I'm super excited.
All right, Jeremy. Let's get into it. Give us...
There's a lot to get into.
There is a lot.
There's like
long
13 years, 14 years of history.
We got a long history. Let's get into what you're about, man. Like, you don't have to, lay it all on the line.
You don't want my whole life story?
I mean, we can...
I was born in Lake Havasu.
We got the time.
No, like you said, I used to race motorcycles a lot and still do. It's fun. I'm tired of getting hurt, man. Especially I run a door and window company here with my father-in-law and obviously Rick Johnson, my fiance's father. And it got to the point where the more I get hurt, the less money we make. And obviously I got a mortgage now and stuff like that. So I started racing the race car and just kind of still racing every chance I can get. Just got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
The dirt hurts.
Definitely hurts. All right, man. Give us a brief history on your moto, starting as a kid and, basically I know your dad threw you on a three-wheeler when you were 3 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad was always into it. Never really raced, actually, other than my grandfather racing the Snort Norton's Nova forever. But, my dad was just a enthusiast basically. And I believe I was about 3 years old and he bought me a PW50 brand new. And feel bad he was telling us the story. I guess I crashed it like 2 times and never rode it again. So after that, he got me I believe it was a ATC 110 from our buddy Kevin and rode the wheels off of that thing until we ended up getting a KTM 50. And then just progressed through there, got on the 65s and started racing a lot of the local desert stuff. And 85s, started taking it more serious, doing some moto stuff and made some regional qualifiers and realized that got really expensive for the moto side. So focused on the desert, especially being out of Parker, Arizona. There's no tracks here. It's all just desert. So started focusing on that and kind of picked it up from there, got on a 125 and raced a lot of local desert stuff and works, Big Six, a few Hare and Hounds, a lot of best in the desert. And up until we got on the big bikes, the 250s and the 450s, it was fun until the last few years, and then we started taking it serious and won some races, and we won the N1 Best in the Desert Championship in 2016, and just I was racing pretty much every weekend, man. Yeah. It's a whole lot of money, and I had a lot of people helping me, but man, it was a lot of fun.
When you prefer racing, did you prefer racing the desert over the moto stuff, or how was your take on riding? So
for me, the desert I was better at. It's always scared the hell out of me. Going 100 miles an hour is scary. I don't care how many times you do it. The moto stuff was more fun for me because being from Parker, we didn't have any moto tracks. It was, if we wanted to ride a track, we're dedicating like 2-3 weeks in advance getting ready for it, and we're driving 3 hours to Phoenix, or we're spending a weekend in California, and you're not really going fast because you've never ridden the track before. Yeah. So racing moto was kind of hard. I got pretty decent at it, but then it got to the point where you qualify out of your regional qualifier or your state qualifier, and then it's like, oh, you got to drive to Texas and Tennessee and this and that. Yeah. Still nobody knows your name. I was some loser kid on a super mini. No one knew who we were. Yeah. Whereas you go to desert racing, and desert racing's pretty local. It's a lot smaller than the whole moto community. But it was way cooler. You're running top super mini guy. You get on a 125. You're one of the top school or college boy, I guess college would be, or 125s would be. And it was a lot easier to become recognized and make a name for yourself in desert racing, and the GP stuff is like Works and Big Six and stuff like that.
I know you mentioned about winning the Best in Desert Championship in
Yes.
Open Pro.
Yes.
How did you come about doing that? Because I've known you most of your life, and you were just riding when you could, and then all of a sudden you're on an Open Pro bike.
Yeah, it was a weird transition. Like I said, been riding my entire life, but up until I had a 250 two-stroke, basically, people would consider the big bike. It was, I think I raced twice a year. Whenever Best in the Desert rolled into town, and maybe a local Havasu moto race or something. But then, it got to the point where Dad was saying, if you want to race, you got to pay for it and get a job and get a bike. So luckily, my uncle had a old RM250, and I don't think he ever gave it to me, but I pretty much just took it. And man, all my money from my jobs, up until I was about 18, I was working 3 jobs a day. And all that money went to racing, just all parts and paying for races. And Dad helped a lot with building our motors and all of the mechanical stuff. That saves so much. And he would drive us to all the races, but man, entry fees, parts, anything that had to be paid for. I think I would pay for gas a lot of the time when we went with Dad. But man, it was from the 250B class. I did a whole season of 250B in works, and man, I think I got 5th once. Like, I think I won once that whole year, and I was stoked. So when we jumped up to the A class, got smoked by, they're all pros now, Travis Damon and Blaine Thompson, just got wrecked by them. And kept riding and ended up, before I moved up to pro, we did a whole season in the 250A class for works and won a bunch of races in 250A and Pro 2 Lights, and just kind of got confident momentum, and we ended up second in the 250A championship, and behind another local kid, Logan Chambers. And during all that time, I was pretty much just taking any opportunity I could, the Glen Helen 24-hour and just random stuff. I ended up riding on a team with Clay Hengeveld, Tommy Harris, my brother Deegan Newton, and Troy Vanscourt. And Troy's dad, Marc, came up to me one day and said, "Hey, you're pretty quick. You guys want to team up with my son?" And I didn't know him, so I'm like, "Sure, let's do it. I like dirt bikes. Like, sign up. We're racing your bike. I'm good." And we ended up getting ready to race the Henderson 250, and I was supposed to get on second lap, and fortunately Troy took a pretty good digger and hit a rock and knocked himself out and messed up the bike pretty good. But when that happened, we were in the lead by 4 or 5 minutes after starting third, and we started behind Nick Burson and Robbie Bell. So,
and that was your first?
That was my first Open Pro event. I didn't even get to ride. But from the works races and later on down the line, me and Troy were always pretty much the same speed. So it was a good team waiting to happen, basically. And that was the first race that we ran Open Pro, obviously right before the 2016 series where we contested for the whole championship.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely remember seeing you guys out there racing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, obviously I follow you.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Bobby. Gotta follow.
Yeah. And then, all right, so you're not racing much moto anymore. You're play mode racing
pretty much full desert.
Yeah.
The only it changed so much from racing moto to now what I consider moto is like works in Big Six. Yeah. Like my moto track is still a 13-mile loop. There just happens to be a few jumps. Yeah. But other than that, if there's a jump on it, it's moto for me.
All right. Even riding dirt bikes in general right now, you're just riding, not much racing. I know the past 2 years you guys been racing. You had a 1600 car to race in the desert.
Yeah. That all came about pretty much after the whole 2016 season. We won the championship, and it costed me a broken wrist and a nice couple collarbone surgeries and just some good stuff. And my father-in-law and my dad were like, "Hey, it's all fun until you hit a rock and you end up in a wheelchair." So that started going through my mind. And I mean, I joke around a lot, but I'm pretty mature for my age, so that has been in my mind for a long time. As much as I love dirt bikes, I know how fast we're going, and I know it takes a split second to end it. And so Rick Johnson, my father-in-law, he's raced cars since the late 80s. He's had a a Volkswagen 51600. It's been sitting for 12, 13 years, hasn't been touched. And yeah, me and my dad would always see it in his garage, and we're just like, hey, what's the deal with that? And after racing motorcycles forever, and he's like, I need you off a bike. He's all, take it home. We'll start racing that thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we got into the 516.
Yeah, and I think I remember we went to Supercross.
Yep.
And then we saw it in the garage, and
yep. That was actually, that's another reason why he brought it up, is that was the Supercross that right before it I crashed at Ashley's house and broke my wrist.
What, and that was the same, was that the same Supercross we went to when Roxanne frickin' balled himself up?
Yeah.
That was the same.
Yeah, because I was all hurt and I got this swollen bone lump on my wrist, and yep, that was the A2 2017.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yep.
So, well, that's cool that you come across the car. And,
yeah.
And then you guys, your dad, I mean, he's been wanting to race cars for forever.
So my dad's, obviously, like I said, my grandpa with the Nova, my dad's been around it forever. And we've always loved Volkswagens. We got a bunch of street cars and this and that. Well, when that came around and when that was an opportunity, that was part of the deal, is Rick would get everything ready to get it from, it's been sitting for 13 years, into a safe race-ready car. And then after that, it's still his car, but it was us to pay to maintain it and fix it and all that, where, again, we lucked out with Dad having the knowledge that he has, building the motors and all the prep stuff. And we got into it, and it was really weird for me to get into a car after being on a bike for so long. I'm pretty fearless on a bike, some would say.
Yeah.
But you get into a car, man, and I was so freaking slow the first race we did. Embarrassingly slow. And I felt like I was ripping. I felt like Harley Lettner, man. And dude, I watched the video. It's all, it was terrible.
Didn't you guys win the first?
Oh yeah, we smoked him. The other two guys broke.
Yeah, no, that's right. I remember you guys. I could have swore you guys won the first race.
Yeah, we won our first race, and I broke a torsion in the front end, so the front end was just dragging the whole last lap, and we had the co-driver was Anthony La Piazza.
Yeah.
And it was a fun race, but man, we were slow. It's crazy how much improvement has come in just a year of
racing,
just driving, just getting seat time.
And I know, you guys went into, so that was 2018.
That was the end of 17.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then 2018, you guys went for a full season.
Yeah. So our first race was like March of 2017, and that was just one of the more races. Yep. And so, we started out the season, I think, at the Snore 250. I think we ended up 3rd place or 4th place or something, and then we got a couple seconds, I think a first somewhere, can't really remember. It was a good season. We had some good battles with some of the faster 5/1600 guys. A lot of them down from Baja came up and ran the whole year, and it was good. It came down to the last race at Rage at the River, and we were 1 and 2 in the championship, and on day 2, while leading, we lost the transmission. So that was kind of a bummer. Still got second.
Such a bummer.
Yeah. So it was still a good year. Battling all year and having fun and coming out with second in the championship. It was still fun.
Yeah. I remember, I mean, I went to most of the races with you guys and following you in the helicopter.
Yeah.
And then getting in the car and
I know.
Having the greatest time of his life. It's so fun.
If you've ever seen a 5/1600 car, they're not fun to watch.
They're slow.
Unless they send it, and if they're sending it, they're not finishing.
Yeah, they're breaking the car.
But it looks so slow, but then you get in it, and dude, you're hauling ass. Yeah. With no power steering, no disc brakes. Yeah. I have 1983 suspension.
Yeah, original race cars.
Yeah. It has nothing changed from the 80s other than a paint job.
Yeah. Still the same shocks on it.
It's exactly the same. We just rebuilt them.
Exactly.
Yeah, we were so dated, but it made it good. It made us a little better drivers trying to keep up with the modern cars.
And started to rip.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool. It was
I got some good pictures towards the end of the season.
Yeah. All right. Obviously you guys got second in the points, which was super bummed. I remember, what you guys were waiting for the results because it was close. I remember how close it was. What'd you guys do with the car? Like, what's?
We took it home, prepped it. And then we were just posting it for sale, just if anybody wants it. Like I said, it was kind of a dated car, so we weren't asking that much. And one of my dad's high school friends, actually, he lives in Utah. He actually races a trophy truck. And yeah, he bought it for his kids and wanted to teach his kid. He has a 18-year-old son and a daughter. I think she's 15 or so. Want to teach him how to drive. So he's like, oh, this is perfect. And yeah, they actually raced the Parker 425 on it after we prepped it to sell it. And they're like, all right, well, we don't know how to drive it, so you guys drive for us and we'll just co-drive. So one last race in our car, pretty much.
How'd you guys end up?
Second. We were running, I think, third, because there's no class for us in Best of the Desert. Well, we ran a vintage car and truck.
Oh, okay.
So it was us. We were the only 1600 cc. Everyone else was V8 Broncos and old, pretty much 8100 back in the day, the old stock trucks.
Yeah.
So we're racing those, which in the rough stuff we got, but when they're doing 100 something down the straightaways and we're doing like 70, that's where they got us. But yeah, we were down a little bit, and last lap we got in a Jeep trail and I heard some weird noise in the front end, and I'm like, oh, they just bought this car. I want to finish the race for them. Yeah. I wish I would have known it was just some rocks in the drum, because we got to the finish line and we had made up like 13 minutes in the last 90 miles, but we pulled over. We ended up losing by like a minute and a half.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and we were down, like, trying to figure out the front end problem for like 4 minutes. So I'm like, dang it. Like, oh, well, at least they finished. Yeah. I didn't want to rip the front end off the car like 30 miles from the finish.
That would have been so cool to
win it, though. I know.
In Parker.
Yeah.
The paint job, just like the old Norton. And
exactly. But no, it was still fun, and still super grateful that they were just like, here, teach us how to drive it.
Yeah, that's super cool. Super
it was
cool
fun. Then. And it's always fun to race with your dad.
Yeah, oh yeah, always fun, especially your dad.
Yeah,
your dad's super fun to race with.
Yeah.
So sold the car. What's next on the agenda?
Yeah. Now that we sold that, and like I said, other than just the for fun motorcycle races, we ended up getting a 2-seat 1600 car. So we're stepping up a class.
That's cool. I mean, 1600. I think that's a good step forward. I think the translation with the moto.
Yeah.
Moto riding goes into the line selection and keeping your momentum. And
it's helped a lot. Once I got comfortable with the four wheels, it made it. It was like overnight. I was awkward, like, the car's kind of sideways, like I'm scared. Yeah. And then it turned into pretty much just treat it like you're riding a dirt bike and keep the RPMs up and just go rip it. They're pretty damn strong cars.
Yeah, dude, those things, they've been around for years.
Oh, I know.
Years.
Yep.
That's an original class in desert racing.
Yep.
Anything else you're looking forward to? I mean, obviously this, we don't get to do much right now.
Well, with the world being closed, it kind of makes it hard. Like I said, all our dirt bike races got canceled. I'm not going to say luckily the off-road races got canceled because our car's still not finished, but luckily they got canceled because our car's not finished. So it gives us a little more time to do that. But another thing we do is my little brother Deegan got really into jet skis, and he's pretty freaking good on them. And so we started jumping into that. I have just an older 650 that I put a bigger motor in, and there's just a fun class. I'm doing it for fun. Deegan takes it serious. So that's another thing that we've been getting into is Dad's been helping Deegan a lot with working on his race ski and trying to get that thing going as good as it can be. But now all these races are shut down. We were all I spent like 2 months. I'm so back. I didn't spend all winter riding my dirt bike because I was just working on my jet ski for the jet ski season. Yeah. And then everything got canceled, and I'm like, dang it, now it's too hot to ride.
Yeah.
And I have a jet ski that I can't go because now they closed Body Beach. So.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
So you guys don't get to go ride skis right now either?
No, if I do, I got to go to Parker, which is fine. I just like the buoy track.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's another thing we do. Pretty much, if you can race anything, we're doing it.
So let's get into this thing with Deegan. I mean,
anything with Deegan's a good time.
Anything with Deegan is a good time. Deegan is obviously your younger brother.
Yep.
I know there's a rivalry.
Mm-hmm. On anything.
Absolutely anything.
Anything. I posted a video of me drinking a beer yesterday, and he called me out saying I drank it too slow.
I think we should get to know a little bit about the rivalry starting. I remember back in the 50s, 65.
I don't even remember where it started.
You
honestly might remember it more because when you came around, I was still like 9 and I don't remember a bunch.
Still young. Yeah.
Like I remember most recently, like there was a brief period where I was still on a super mini and Deegan was just getting on his 85.
Yeah.
That's like the first ones I remember. But then all throughout, I'm racing, like, I'm lapping him and he's still talking crap to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I just lapped you. He's like, oh, you should have lapped me faster. Like, yada, yada.
No, I remember, like, we would go out to Shell Track.
Yep.
And this is Deegan on a 65.
Yep.
I think you just got your 85.
Mm-hmm.
And going out to Shell Track, riding a little bit of moto, and, like, Deegan would go as fast as he could, but, I mean, he's going slow compared to you. And then when you would come up on him, he'd try to take you out.
Oh, yeah. It's still the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's still one of the last. I'm trying to think of exactly what it was, but it was one of the works races. I don't want to waste time trying to think about it. But I was leading Pro 2 lights. I think it was Glen Helen, and Glen Helen was like my best works race ever. And we're like, the pro races for works used to be 2 hours. Yeah. I'm leading Pro 2 lights. Like, I've only won one other Pro 2 lights race ever, and so I'm jamming. I'm stoked. Like, I did really good that race. I think I finished top 5 overall, like, at the works race.
Yeah, yeah.
I got on a 450. I still couldn't do that. Like, it was a really good race. Well, I come up to lap Deegan, and he's sitting down, going down Mount St. Helens on his 125, and I'm jamming by him, and he looks back and just stands up and pins it and just runs me as high as he can. And I'm yelling. I'm like, dude, get out of the way. Like, I'm screaming, revving the bike, and then we take off on the next corner, and he's running me all the way up, and I'm like, dude, like, I wanted to murder him so bad. It's probably good he did it, because it pissed me off and made me go faster for the next, like, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the race, I'm like, what the hell? He's all, oh, should have got around me faster. It's every race, man.
Do you, I don't know if you remember it or not, too, but, like, I remember when your dad would come out and ride with us, and he'd be on his pit bike.
Yeah.
Like, he'd have one of those Thump Stars or whatever pit bikes he had, and he would do the same thing to both of you.
Yep. Well, it was when we would just be out hanging out, practicing or riding. Yeah. But then the fair race that you guys put on.
Yes.
They, at the end of the race, like, everything's done. You're like, hey, let's have a 2-hour team race or something.
Yep.
So we're like, all right, like, whatever. So it was me and one of my buddies. I can't remember. I think it was Corey.
I think you were
Tyler and Michael did it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And it was me and Corey. So me and Corey, and then Tyler and Michael were right there.
Yeah.
And so we had a good race going on. Well, I think it was you.
I was with Weatherford.
Yeah, I think it was you, Jason, and my dad. I think it was all 3 of you.
It might have been.
Yeah. And so, like, you guys would go, and then you can tell when my dad would get on, because you would see this fat guy just jamming on the side of the track to get up with you. And it was a fun race, but we were taking it serious, so we wanted to beat Tyler and Michael.
Yeah.
And, dude, he would just jump on the track and just run you as high as he could. Like, not even just running you high to stop you, like, just trying to take you out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so not only was it a sketchy sand track, but you're worried about this 300-pound fucking cannonball just coming into the turn trying to take you out. And then he's laughing, and I'm like getting kind of mad. And then I think towards the end of that race, and yeah, he goes to set me up, so I brake check him, and he stalls a second, so I just run the bike right over the side of him. And yeah, he falls down, and everyone that was watching was cheering, because he's been watching him mess with us the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all the same. It's
the family rivalry.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
It's even with the race car. It's every time Dad gets out of the car and I get in.
Yeah.
We're comparing lap times or everything. I was so stoked when I started beating his lap times.
You know, like doing all the video stuff with you guys and like following you in the helicopter or whatever. Always watching the GoPros. Hey, was my lap faster?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't keeping track.
Who looks cooler?
Yeah.
Who hit the most stuff?
Whose was faster?
Yeah.
See, your dad's was funny because he would hit everything super hard, and like you were smoother, more consistent.
Yeah.
He just tried to break the car.
Yeah.
It was almost like it should be the opposite, where you should be breaking.
He says that he rode with me in testing. He's like, he's just gonna break it.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I've never broken anything.
It's he's the one that breaks.
If you ask him that, he won't say anything. He'll just be like, nope, it's the other way around.
Exactly. So that's always been fun to be around, to follow.
Yeah.
It's just, and you guys have always teased each other.
Yeah, I don't take much serious.
No.
Even when we were racing for championships, like
never serious. Always a fun time.
If it's serious, it's no fun. I won't blow anyone out, but we were racing the 24-hour one time, and so we're sitting there, and the people we were with took it really serious, and I forgot what it was. Something was wrong with the bike, and somebody came back, and the kid and his dad straight up started fist fighting that I was racing with because he didn't finish his lap. He came straight back. I think we were having lighting issues at like 11 o'clock at night. So
man.
the kid's you're not gonna ride Glen Helen Mountains at night.
No way.
With no light.
No.
And so he came back, and the dad's yelling at him, and the other guy that we're riding for is yelling at the kid. My dad just straight up packs up the toy hauler, drives to the other side of Glen Helen, and then I do my stint. And I come back and I'm like, where's my dad? They're like, oh, he left. I'm like, okay. And I walk and he's sitting there with my dog just grilling chicken by himself, like on the other side of Glen Helen. I'm like, what do you do? He's all, those people are fucking crazy, man. He's like, I ain't riding with them. I'm like, okay. Like, I understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that's always been the fun part is not being too serious about it. And the rivalry was always fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you got up on the bigger bikes.
Yeah.
You know, when you got on the 125, you were able to ride the same courses as us.
Yeah.
And your dad said he would quit racing the second you would beat him.
Yeah. Well, that was always the saying, is he would quit when I beat him. And then I think right when I got onto the big bikes, it happened pretty quick. Yes. And he was still having fun with it. So then it turned into when Deegan beats him. Well, then when Deegan got on a 125, I think Dad was still good. Deegan was better at the track stuff, but Dad would still rail in the desert.
Yeah, on his DRZ.
Oh yeah, yeah. The last Wickenburg race he did, I won the overall, and I'm sitting in the pit, and the Dad comes through. I think he won. I think he raced Vet B because he was nervous. I think he got 5th overall, like past all the experts, I think 2 or 3 pros, and came in 5th overall. And then I'm just like, I lapped the second place dude in your class, like right before I came into the finish. He's like, yeah, I should probably move up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Deegan beat him. I think he lapped him at the Prim Works race. And then after that, Dad's like, this is stupid. They bought a Razor.
So now your dad's on 4 wheels only. I remember racing. I mean, I've been racing with your family for 15 years.
Yep. Long time. 250 Pro. 250. First place. I don't know if you can see that on the...
First place. Look, you can see it.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think you raced your actual first big bike race with me and Jason Weatherford on my 250.
Yep.
You were 13?
We had to lie on the entry form.
You were 13. We said you were 14.
Yeah.
But I remember.
Yeah, because I remember the pictures. I couldn't touch the ground.
You barely could touch the pegs.
Yeah.
We had to hold the bike up for you.
Yep.
And you set a faster lap than both Jason and I.
Mm-hmm.
On my bike, on a track that we've raced a million times.
Yeah, that was my first time on the big bike loop.
That was the first time doing the big bike.
Yeah, that's right when it started to become like serious. It's like, okay, we're all right.
You're fast.
Yeah, we're all right.
You raced my bike again. You raced my 250 at the Blue Water GP.
It was you and my dad, versus me and Michael Dyer.
Yes, and go ahead and tell them how that ended.
Well, we were freaking ripping.
Wait, let's cut straight to the ending.
Here. Well, the main point is
we beat
it's not our bike, so we're like, hey Bob, what's the fuel range on this thing? Like, how far can we go on a lap? Because it was a 17-mile loop with a lot of sand.
I don't even think it was that long.
It was a couple miles. Yeah,
it was like 12.
I think it was like an 8-lap race. It was a decent amount because I remember me and Mikey both got on twice. So we're like, hey, how long can we go? And you're like, oh, you can do 50 miles. Well, we ran out of fuel. They ended up beating us. And that's his thing is, oh, I didn't take in the sand and you guys rode it harder than this and that. They sabotaged us. That's the end of the story.
We didn't run out of fuel. We had perfect pit stops. Minus first lap, we got a flat.
Yeah.
But we still beat you.
Yep.
And I can honestly say every time I've raced, I've never been beaten by you.
Yep.
And I'm stoked on that. We've only raced against each other like twice. Because the other time was moto and you were on 85 and I was on...
Yeah, we were in a different moto on that one.
Yeah.
You know, you did get beat by my Uncle Brian. I think you both got beat by a chick.
No. No, I never raced in... That was with your dad.
I think you got beat by Brian at Speed World.
No, because I never had a 450.
I don't think it mattered. I think you're on your 250. I am 99% positive.
I think it is. You're true. That is right.
Because Dad raced the other class.
He raced.
And he hole shot it on the DRZ.
Yep.
Me and Corey raced our 85s in the Super Mini race.
I think we raced...
and I think you raced Open B or whatever.
No, I think we raced Vet 25.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was you and Brian, my Uncle Brian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and he finished right in front of me.
I think first moto you went 1-2 or whatever, and then he went.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I did get beat by him. I remember that because I couldn't pass him.
Yep.
On the last lap, it was right in front of me. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you kudos to that, Brian. But I've still never lost to you. So stoked on that. I retired a champion. And then, you know, obviously I was your neighbor for 10 years.
Uncle Bobby.
Yep.
Saved Deacon's life when he split his hand open.
Saved your brother's life. I have my own key to your house.
Yep. You're in our living room with pictures like that.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see that. I brought that for him.
Super sweet gift that Jeremy brought for me today. It might be a little overexposed.
Yeah, you're a little bright.
But
it's a good one though.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's perfect. Put that right there. But I mean, we've been friends forever.
Yep.
I'm lucky to be in your wedding in August.
Yep.
So
if
excited.
the world's still operating.
Yeah, so excited for that. Also, we got, numerous trips to Glamis.
Yep.
Which are some of my favorite times ever riding.
Eating a packet of pepperoni before going and riding the dunes is not a great idea.
Don't ever eat a full packet of pepperoni and go riding the dunes.
Terrible time.
That was the first time I ever saw your dad crash.
Yeah, he landed in that soft pack.
In Buttercup.
Yep.
We were in Buttercup.
Straight over the bars. Yep. That was a good one. Yep.
Hilarious. Let's give him a call.
Yeah, see what he has to say.
See.
He's going to answer like an idiot.
I hope not.
If he even answers.
Oh, he better answer.
He's putting you on the spot.
He is.
He ain't answering.
He is not answering today. You know, what are your plans? What are you,
Enough about me.
All right.
Let's talk about the starting of 239 Films. I still hold the title of Senior Vice President.
Is it still on your Facebook status?
I don't remember. I haven't. I'm still married to some random chick on Facebook, I think. So probably.
All right. So 239 Films, obviously that's the film company that I own. Well, it started, I want to say we started in like 2008 because we did the
Jeep Speed stuff.
No. We did the GP stuff. I did the
Yep.
out at the track in Parker. And I was shooting you guys doing the GP stuff.
I forgot about that. That's when Huckleberry was trying to get me to cheat.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm leading the race. I'm not going to cheat.
Yes.
He's like, no, take the line.
So, started about then. Then, obviously, I didn't really come much of it. We started racing. And, obviously, you're my neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, I need someone to come out in the desert with me.
Yeah. I think our first one was, were we shooting Foster? I think that was the first team that I helped with.
Your first race was Vegas to Reno.
Yeah.
And we had, we shot everybody, but we, Foster, we had Merritt.
Yeah.
We had Jim Riley, and then we did the trophy light class.
Yeah, okay.
For your now father-in-law.
Yeah.
Crazy circle of events.
That's how I met my fiance.
Yes. At the races, filming for me.
Yep.
Well,
Matchmaker Bob.
Yeah, I take no credit. No credit. We go to Vegas to Reno. Insanely hot.
Hot.
It was 115 degrees inside that, and at the parking lot to shoot.
Yep.
Contingency. Then we stay in Beatty, which is the town that Vegas to Reno starts in.
Yep.
And we stay in the sketchiest house
with 6 other people.
Mind you, it's a single wide trailer.
Yeah.
But a half a bedroom.
Sectioned, yeah.
Yeah, half a bedroom with a window unit AC.
Yeah.
And there's 6 of us and a random person that showed up. I didn't even know who.
Are we saying the name of the hotel, or are we just? I don't want Atomic Inn to get pissed at us.
Yeah, I don't want Atomic Inn to know that it was an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, because there were so many people that we had, because we were supposed to get 2 beds, and it was 1 bed. Well, the mattress was just as hard as the box spring.
Yes.
So 3 of us slept on the box spring, 3 of us slept on the mattress because there was no other furniture in the room.
And then other 2.
And then random creepy lady slept in the closet followed us to fucking Beatty.
Because she didn't have nowhere to stay.
Because she didn't have nowhere to stay, so she showed up at our hotel room at 11 o'clock at night, and we're like, you're sleeping in the closet. Like, no.
Super uncomfortable.
We got up early because I race motorcycles, and my friends were racing. You're like, hey, let's watch the bikes. That'd be cool.
Well, they start at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And we had gotten to the hotel at midnight, 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Maybe went to bed at 2 because it was so freaking miserable. Get up early, and we're like, oh, we'll go check out our spot when the bikes are coming through.
Yeah.
Horrible idea.
Well, we got out there, and then you had to walk way that way. And I had to walk way this way.
It had to be. You had to go mile and a half from the truck.
Yours was like 4 miles.
Mine was 4 miles of walking.
Yep.
Luckily, ended up okay. We got the shots. But you decided to take a nap in between the moto and the trucks.
There was a 2-hour gap from when the last bike came through till the first car
was supposed to come
through because we were at mile
100.
Yeah. There was a nice tree, a little bit of shade. I already ate all my snacks. I eat when I get bored. I ate all my snacks. And so I'm like, I'll set an alarm. I'm like, all right, they're starting at 9. We're at mile 100. They'd have to be doing 100 miles an hour to get here within an hour. Yeah. So I'll set an alarm for an hour 10. Went to sleep, and I woke up as the Best in the Desert truck came hauling ass by, and it scared me because I thought I was missing cars. Well, I woke up all panicked, all sweating because I'm sleeping in the desert. And, I'm like, I'm awake. And I got 3 missed texting calls from Bobby. And I'm just like, it's like calling back. Oh, I took a nap, yada yada, and no shit. I'm like, there's a car coming right as my alarm was going off, and I'm like, hey, I mean, you can't get mad at me. I was prepared.
Yeah, you got the first truck.
Yeah, we're good. That's not the last time I've slept in the desert.
No.
I just got smart and just left the camera recording for about an hour.
Yeah, you became a little bit more used to your surroundings.
Yeah.
So, you were the first employee.
Yep.
We gave you the certified name of
Senior VP.
Senior Vice President.
Yep.
And it's stuck ever since.
It has not changed. And no one, I don't care how hard Zach works, or Tyler, or Blake, you will never take this.
It's never been taken either. Everyone else just gets the title of employee.
See, the best part is, what everyone doesn't understand is they give you a lot of crap for hanging out in helicopters all day.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be a senior VP to get helicopter privileges. See, that's why all these other peasants that work for you have never got up in a helicopter.
Yeah.
I don't film all year because I only film in helicopters now.
Yeah.
You gave me that chance. And I am never going on the ground again. Until that helicopter's going down, I am not going to be on the ground.
Yep. I think
shooting's fun, but then again, a lot of the time, I'm racing the same race.
Yeah.
But
you
then
have an excuse.
There's random ones that I'm free, and you're like, hey, you want to shoot? And I'm like,
I don't want to stand out in the desert for 10 hours.
Standing in the desert doesn't sound like fun.
It is work.
It's a lot of work. Mad respect to you guys that do it.
Yeah.
Especially you have to deal with all the idiots that we hire to, in a nice way. It's Zach and it's Deegan and it's Tyler. They're all idiots. And just dealing with them and managing them, mostly managing Deegan.
It's Deegan.
If we're going to be serious.
Yes, yeah.
Deegan, he does good when he does good, but
he's
is
scattered
200 feet at a time.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he does a great job. You do a great job, Deegan, and I am so proud of you. Your parents might not be, but I am.
I'll bet you $5 I film better than you.
Ooh. I think we got another challenge.
And you know how serious the $5 bets are.
Hey, I think we're going to get a challenge.
Yeah.
Usually, when it first started, you were on one side of the camera.
Yep.
You didn't race desert much. You were still young. Well.
That was when I was paying for everything.
Yeah. Let's flip-flop to the year you raced in Open Pro.
Yep.
My first time in the helicopter.
Yep. It was the Blue Water Desert Challenge. I live in Parker. This is the stuff I ride every day.
Yeah.
Like,
know the course
back of my hand. Or so you'd think. Man, it was mile 3, that same damn hit that took Voss out, that I almost got ran over by Andrew Myers when I was filming.
Yes.
I got a sweet shot of Cole Potts.
So what we could say is,
I know
what that hit does.
I know, and I pre-ran it. I didn't pre-run.
You're testing.
I did my homework, and I did it 3 times in a Razor, and I did it on a stock RMZ 450, and I know that I could hit it at speed, and I would land on the downside and be good and still hit the face. Well, the bike we were racing on was a Precision Concepts built
full race bike,
450 Cowie, like legit race bike, easily 10 miles an hour quicker than my stock RMZ.
Yeah.
And so I'm just jamming, and I honestly did not even see you in the helicopter. There's a bunch of people out there that have given me shit. Oh, you tried to whip for the helicopter.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were there. I went a little too fast.
Within the first 10 minutes of me ever being in a helicopter, I find one of my best friends. I start chasing him. Within 2 miles of me
It wasn't even that. You got me right at it was like a quarter mile.
Yeah. Within a matter of a minute, I'm following him, and I'm trying to get used to the helicopter, and then I just see him go full cartwheel. And I mean, he did 7 cartwheels. The bike did like 12.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the footage. I gasped for air, like scared to death.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I just watched one of my best friends literally kill himself.
Yeah.
So we were doing circles. I mean, we flew over him for 10 minutes, and you could tell he's a little out of sorts.
I got up, but the bike wouldn't start because it hit so hard on the exhaust that it went from wide open to absolutely nothing. That it's fuel injected, but that thing was flooded.
Yeah. So we were flying, we're circling, and I mean, I'm watching him. He's getting up, and I'm like, all right, he's good. Well, we're still circling because he's the only reason why I'm up flying anyways, just to shoot him. And I'm starting to get sick.
Dude, it was 10 minutes. I dislocated my hip, and it was 10 minutes a kick because we had to finish to get the championship.
Yeah.
And being a local race, I still wanted to do good.
Yeah.
And, I mean, broken wrist and all, but, yeah, that bike would not start.
Like, as soon as, I had the chance, I'm texting his dad, texting his mom, like, hey, Jeremy freaking balled it up. He's trying to get it started, and it's not going. And then we leave and land because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here. It's expensive to fly a helicopter.
Yeah.
So I land.
Well, the funny part is I get back after I finished the lap, after you left, I got going.
Yeah.
Well, I get back, and luckily we had my brother as a second rider signed up just in case anything happened like that.
Yeah.
Well, I was still good, so we sent Deegan out on a lap while I sliced my stomach open. And so they were stitching me up. I won't say who because I don't want to get them in trouble. But, they were cleaning me up and numbing me up and stitching me up. And, they were like, Bobby said you died. I'm like, how'd you get that? He flew over and just pointed like this and went like this. I'm like, oh, I guess that's kind of what it means.
Yeah. And, I mean, it was super scary. The footage, I mean, I feel bad because I didn't get it. I mean, I got it, but I didn't get it. But in the same, it's like, that's one of those moments where it's a parental.
That's one of those where you go like this.
Yeah, it's a parental moment. You know what I mean? Like, but glad to know that you're okay. You guys got up. You won the race.
We got second that day.
That day,
we got second, and then the next day we were 14 minutes down from me kicking the bike for so long. Yeah. And I think I started 10th, and I couldn't ride with a glove because my hand was so swollen from my wrist, and just beat up. I had ace bandage wrapped all the way, like glue on the stitches, this and that, and like I said, I had the hip issue, and we took off, and they were just like, go just ride and get to the finish. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm cruising, and I hate seeing dust in front of me. And next thing I did, literally, we went through the chicane at the end of lap 1, and I passed the first place overall guy. And I'm like, if I'm doing the math in my head right, I started 10th. I just made up like 5 minutes because we're 2 at a time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can make up 14 minutes. So, dude, I started jamming. The dude I was riding for was, I'm riding by, and you can see him just pointing to his head and like telling me to slow down. I'm just like,
no. Okay, we're good.
Nah, we got this.
So, but yeah, that's so I've seen you on both ends of the camera, and luckily, 9 times out of 10, you're on the better side of it. Yeah. But that one time, man, that was the scariest thing I've ever seen happen to you. Like, I've seen your dad. I mean, he's wadded it up on a bike. I've seen you crash multiple times.
Just seeing the footage, like, I mean, I've had hard crashes. Like, that one didn't feel super hard. Yeah. I thought I had it until literally both my feet were above my head. Like, in my head, I'm like, all right, I got sketchy. I'm going to ride this out. And then I hit the next whoop, and then both feet were above my head. And I'm like, I don't think I'm riding this out.
No.
I hit, and I get up. I'm like, oh, my hip kind of hurts. Like, whatever. Run to the bike, pick it up. I'm like, oh, my hand kind of hurts. Kick in. I was like, I must have just belly flopped or something, because I noticed I cut my stomach open.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nothing looks important. Like, it just looks like fat. All right, cool. And I'm kicking, and stuff starting to hurt. And then I'm looking, and I'm like, dude, all I see is just divots from where, like, I was landing. There's divots from the bike that was 40 feet away.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that might be a good one. And then when I saw the footage, I'm like...
You landed on this side.
Yeah.
The bike was over on the other side, but another, like, 30 feet ahead of you. And, I mean...
It's a good one.
It was a good one. And not sure why you did it, but you did it and hit that jump. Hey, if you would have went to the left, you would have been totally fine.
The best part is, even when I was pre-running, I'm like, if someone's in front of me, I can take that left line because it's smooth.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck I stayed to the right.
I have no idea.
I think I honestly, like, just because the only reason I can think is it sets you up better for the next jump.
Yeah.
The one that Dan McMillan crashed on the other way.
Yeah.
It sets you up better for that. That's the only thing I can think. Because I'm like, there might be people watching there. I'll send the hell out of those ones. So that might be what it was. But yeah, I have no idea why I went to the right.
Yeah, we knew it's going to happen. You know what's going to happen there, but...
I filmed there.
Yeah.
I was filming where I was laying.
Yes,
like a year before.
Yeah, you've seen things happen there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm glad you made it out okay, obviously. And then you guys won, which is even cooler.
Yeah.
And to have a local kid win a, pro championship was huge.
Yep.
You're in the newspaper, all that stuff. So that was super cool. I feel like everyone got to know you pretty well. I mean, follow Jeremy
at Jeremy the All-American, all lowercase. It's a lot. I'm not going to try to spell it out for you.
If you go on YouTube onto my channel.
No, that video sucks.
Yes,
that video sucks. No offense to the video guy. I sucked when that video was being made.
It all started. I guess that's something else we can tell everybody about is
this was right when I started becoming quick on a motorcycle.
Yes.
So it was right at the RM250, like right when I got it. Yeah. This was still when I was racing like 2 fucking times a year.
I don't even think you're on 250. I think you're on 125.
No, I was on 250. I remember it? Yep.
Okay.
Because I ran out of gas and I had to push that bitch.
Yes, I remember that. So I was like bored. I mean, I didn't have much work to do.
We didn't have anything. It started originally. I think we filmed jet skis at the same time, but that never got put into it. I think you came out and filmed my stand-up.
I think we were going to make that part of it. So I think originally we started, it was like, hey.
You literally followed me around for one day.
Yes.
It was one day.
And you were riding dirt bikes. You were wakeboarding.
We went to the cable park because I just started riding. Don't watch it because it sucks.
No.
I did like 2 tricks and I just squealed the whole time because I was scared. But at the time, it was cool. And then at the end of the day, we went wakeboarding behind the boat. And that was just the whole video was literally just one day. We woke up at 5 a.m., rode dirt bikes until I ran out of gas. Yes. And then we went wakeboarding until like 2 or 3. And then Dad got the boat out. We jumped on the boat and went wakeboarding and wake skating and all that stuff.
Yes. And it is amazing.
It sucks.
It was poorly edited, poorly shot.
Poorly acted?
Well, I wouldn't consider acting, but the talent was...
Yeah, the talent was not there.
Yeah, it was lackluster talent. But from that...
That video did not get me laid in high school.
No, it did not. It went from that to, wow, this kid can do everything. He's the All-American.
Yeah, that's where that came from.
Yep. And then if you look in his Instagram... It went from just being that video to legitimate everything this kid does has to do with something the All-American.
Yeah.
His gear. We did a shoot where he was wearing a flag.
Patriotic.
Yes, he was wearing a flag when he was...
That one is cool. We needed a flag, and my wakeboard helmet at the time was the Texas flag. Yes. It was red, white, and blue Texas flag. I think I had just my normal American flag board shorts and my American flag tank top I always rode in.
Yep.
And then we needed a flag because we're like, oh, let's take a picture. Well, Megan Vance, it was like, I have a flag in my truck. We're like, perfect. Jumped up to her truck, tied it with a shoelace. That was my, the thing weighed like 20 pounds. I thought I was going to drown the whole time out of the water.
As soon as it got wet, it was just a soaked blanket.
I would hit the jump and you can just feel it flapping and just...
But we ended up with some cool shots that day. I think we only did photos, not much video. Yeah. But, I mean, it's kind of stuck with you ever since.
Forever. Up until when I got really serious riding for Marc and Garrett because our team was red and black. Hey, it's my dad's calling.
Hey,
everyone, this is my father. It's about damn time.
Dude, why do I gotta call you 3 times for you to pick up?
Because I didn't have my phone.
Where could your phone possibly be? It's your phone.
I had it, and then I was in the garage.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Dad.
What do you need? What can I help you with?
Well, we were talking about you on the podcast, and you're on it right now.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
So I shouldn't be so rude?
Oh, yeah, no. You should.
No, just you
need to put on your good face.
You be you. And we were just talking about how, like, back in the day, where
you smoked you at Prim,
and it put you into retirement.
And then you got a razor.
Come on. Come on.
But
we did say you hauled ass in a car, though.
But we also said that.
Did you guys bring up when me and you beat him and Mikey?
Exactly.
Marker?
Yes, I did.
I don't know if that got brought up.
Yeah, I did. Don't worry, it did.
Okay.
And then Bobby pointed out that that's the only race he's ever raced against us, and he beat us, and then he retired.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all you need, man.
Hey, so I went out on top.
Done.
Like I showed him
One and done.
And like what was even more cool though is like that we beat him, and then they can't say we didn't beat him because there's proof.
Yeah, you're like the Jason Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
You came in, you dominated once, and then you vanished.
And then I'm gone.
You fucked up Ryan Dudgy.
Your talent went with you.
I don't know if we had talent to begin with.
Did you guys talk about the time when you couldn't go down the hill?
I was gonna say your talent went down with that downhill.
And then
I wasn't there, so I can't.
The rest of the day, sulking, eating. What was it, gummy worms or something?
I don't know what it was.
They were probably Sour Patch Kids.
I don't know if that got brought up.
No, it definitely didn't.
It didn't. You can tell. You can tell whatever story you want with Bobby. I was telling Bob that you were telling us about the. I was telling him you were telling him about the my hip story with Deegan on Bobby's 250.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he broke his hip.
That was a good one.
The best one.
Yes.
No, we just we wanted to call and give you a hard time and chime in and
hey, man.
Get your chiming in on Jeremy. So
got it.
When he beat you at what race?
I don't even remember the first race. We were talking about how you always said when I beat you you'd quit, and then you waited till Deegan.
Let's talk about the time I laughed him in Snowflake.
Okay, if you want to talk about that, do you want to start? Do you want to start the story?
Two-stroke.
Wait. Well, are you talking about me or are you talking about Jeremy?
No, you were sitting under the tree.
Oh, it's Bobby.
Taking a nap.
I wasn't taking a nap.
You were taking a nap under the tree, and I yelled Bobby, and you woke up, and then you acted like you were doing something.
He just starts hitting it with a hammer like Hot Rod. Oh, hey, Denise.
Hey, Denise.
No. So the story is... All right.
No, this was the other time I raced, and I laughed Jeremy.
Oh, I was going to say, if he's bringing up that one, it was mud, and I was on an 85.
Hey, you want to know something better?
Yeah.
In that same race, Jordan Purser beat Jeremy.
That's true. He did.
On what?
Smoked him.
On a 125?
No, it was Ryan, not Jordan.
Whatever.
Yeah, Ryan was on his 125. That was his first race, and he showed up with a satchel full of power bars and Gatorade, and he was ready.
Hey, so
let's not waste our time talking about this one Prim race.
Oh, it was Prim, right?
No, Deegan's lapped him at Prim. That's what.
The works race. Yeah.
That was the end of Dad's moto career.
So did you retire after that, or are you still?
No, he came out, and that's when he got 5th overall at Wickenburg when he signed up for fucking 30+ B and sandbagged.
Sandbagger.
Huh.
See? No comeback.
No comeback.
No, I did that.
Hey, are you proud of yourself?
I'm pretty proud of myself.
Hey, you got a trophy.
5th overall.
And
I
wait,
do have a trophy.
did Jeremy lap you?
Nope.
Bobby, I don't think Jeremy has ever lapped me.
Ever?
That's, that is wrong.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
I believe there was
That's a lie.
a case of 2 times lapping
Wait,
in courtside.
Yeah.
did he lap? Did you race Works Havasu?
No, Dad's never done Havasu.
You never.
I've never raced that.
That's why he hates it so much, is he's never ridden it.
Oh, we did the
He just stands
928
in the
race
heat.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, back when 928 Minis was
Yeah,
running it.
yeah, that's right. Okay.
If you guys want to talk about a funny discussion, let's talk about Marc's racing career.
Did he have one?
Yeah, it was very short-lived.
So,
It's pretty good.
So Marc, one of our friends locally here in Parker, he is a moto guru.
Yes.
Like he loves everything about it, but racing.
And he's the king of second place.
No, 3rd. He's never gotten off the podium. Every
Oh,
race
that's
he's
right.
done. But then we talked him into racing, and we had a bet. It was $5 in Wickenburg because he was racing the C class,
Yeah.
and I was like first off the line. So I bet him $5 that he won't get his 3rd lap because I was gonna lap him before the end of the thing.
I don't think I went to that one.
Yeah, this was 2 years ago or something like that. So I take off, and I'm going. I actually asked for rear start because I didn't know how they were doing their start.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were doing it off points. I would have been off the first row. So I kind of shot myself in the foot there because he was off first and I was 5th row, 10th place in the dust. Side note, Deegan, that was when Deegan was in front of me because he gets better starts than me.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker held me up for like 7 miles because he just wouldn't because Wickenburg's tight.
Yeah.
And he just would not let me go. And I'm screaming. I passed him like 2 feet off the side of the track, like feet flying off, dragging in the rocks. And I finally let him go. And then, anyway. But yeah, so I'm jamming that whole race. And I get to the finish. And I guess Marc went through like 5 minutes before I did. So I had to pay him $5 on that one. I mean, I'm happy I paid him because that's good for him. But so he got 3rd there. And then I think he's done 2 or 3 more races, and he's gotten 3rd at both of them. So he's like, I'm the Ryan Dungey. I've never been off the podium. I've never won, but I am never off the podium. And now he won't race again because he doesn't want to get off the podium.
Not
Bobby.
Yeah.
I beat him.
You have to go.
No, he said he beat
No,
him.
I beat him. I smoked him in courtside.
Him and Marc were racing each other in courtside.
What class?
Yep.
What class did you race?
Shut up.
No, I think he raced vet something.
I was 40 plus A, I think.
40A, yeah. He was 40A,
yeah.
and Marc was open C or something, but it was the next row back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Did you
I
smoke?
laid it down.
You smoke them?
Smoked him.
Here. We'll get away from the moto. Who's faster in the 516 car?
See, now that's up for debate.
lap times don't lie.
Because I have beat him in Laughlin
Mm-hmm.
both times.
Wait, you beat his lap time?
Well,
Well,
I raced it the first time, and then he broke the car because he breaks everything. And then this last time, no, I didn't race this last time.
No, but you did beat me the first
No.
time because that's when we had the throttle issue. But no excuse, you got it.
No, yeah. So yeah, I'm faster.
But I will say, when we first started racing it, he smoked me in the car because I was so scared of the damn thing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh, you just got to drive it." But
Hey, who's your favorite co-pilot ever?
Who are you asking?
You.
Bobby Gutierrez.
Is it because I?
Only because we lined up in Payson
GP.
Payson GP.
What were we
Me
racing?
and my homie Bobby are going to race this thing.
in your Razor.
He shows up in a borrowed helmet, in a borrowed suit, and wasn't the visor all scratched up or something?
It
Yeah.
was completely scratched. I couldn't see out the thing.
And we didn't have pumpers, or you didn't have a pumper.
Yeah, it was only
I
a
did.
single one.
So he gets in, and we're cruising. Well, he kind of has a little girly tummy.
Well, he had a
and it
belly
gets
full of
little
Sonic.
nauseous.
It was those tater tots.
So he has to pick his visor up, A, because he can't see, and B, because he's a girl and he can't breathe. So he picks his visor up, and we're going and going, and we're doing decent.
Like, we were like 4th or 5th.
You were doing pretty good.
We got around this one guy that took forever to get around, and as soon as I get around him, old co-pilot says, "Hey, I need to get out of the car." And I said, "There's no way in hell I'm stopping this car to let you out." And so we kind of made an agreement that I'm going to come into a corner and come to a slow,
Like
not really a stop.
It was a slow corner.
It was the slowest corner out on the course.
He was going to just hit the eject button and jump out. So we were coming up to the corner, and I said, "Bobby, unbuckle. Make sure you have the radio unplugged and everything." And right before the corner, all you hear is, like, burbling. He puked all over himself, and then gets out of the car, and I go finish the race. Well, little did I know, he gave the borrowed suit and helmet back to the rightful owner.
No.
Without cleaning it.
No. So the only reason why I went to the race is because I had to leave the next day. I was flying out, and I was like, "Oh, well, all right, let's go to the race." And then I was going on a trip. I didn't know I was going to throw up in the suit. So I didn't have a chance to clean it.
Yeah.
Between Jeremy and Deegan growing up,
Who's your favorite?
who's your favorite?
I didn't know you were going to ask that.
Well, if you have the capabilities to put a picture up, you know which one.
Oh, yeah, so
That would probably take the title.
We're
where
not
he turned into a zombie.
we're not going to say the name. We're just going to show a picture.
Yeah, that would probably be the best idea. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. Well, thanks for calling us back.
Hey, man, I'm sorry I wasn't there to answer.
It's fine. I understand.
Hey, next time you need anything, you just call me and I'll be there.
I'm sure you will.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Bye-bye.
There.
Bye.
Give me $2.
I owe him a lot more than $2.
That was Jesse Newton, Jeremy's father. Oh, man, that guy is a character. He's too much.
He's more fun now that I'm out of high school.
Yeah.
And I'm out of his house.
See, he's always been that way with me.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been a dad figure for me for a long time.
Yeah.
But in the same, he's still a great friend. But no.
Love him now, though. Now he just works on all my shit, and I feel bad. But I don't have money to pay him.
Yeah, he just does it for free. He's such a great guy. Hey, if you guys ever need anything worked on, just ask Jesse. He'll do it for free.
Scoot Newton Racing. Just drop it off in the driveway.
You know, we talked about who you are.
We talked about a lot of racing. We can get off the racing.
Well, you can't say we can because that's been our whole life.
Oh, I know.
That's what we're about.
Yeah.
But let's, obviously right now in today, we have the coronavirus. It's very scary. How's it affecting you? Like, what are you doing to, obviously?
It's going to sound selfish, but I just want to go racing. I know I just said we need to stop talking about racing, but I want to go racing so bad. Whether it's dirt bikes, whether it's jet skis, even if our car ain't done, I just want to go. I want to go hang out in the desert. I want to go to Chili's. I want some chili queso. I want a frozen strawberry margarita. I want to go to the store and buy toilet paper.
Oh, without.
I stocked up. But I still feel like a criminal when I buy 2 rolls of toilet paper, and I'm just like, some old lady is going to whip me with her cane or something to get it.
Yeah.
I just want, and I mean, you can call me whatever. Like, I've taken it serious. Like, I wash my hands, I stay away from people, I work by myself. So really nothing's changed in my life yet. Yeah. I do know that this is, obviously, it's going to start slowing down some jobs, and being in the construction industry, being a supplier, we still have jobs rolling in right now, but I know no one's going to, hey, let's build that house right now. Yeah. Let's do that. So, like, I'm hoping that the jobs we have right now, because I still got 2 new pieces of paperwork today on new jobs coming in. So it's good for now, but I'm just hoping that we ride that out until the end of this, and then it picks back up again to where I'm not just sitting for 2-3 weeks with my thumb up my butt.
Yeah, you don't want that lull.
Exactly.
Which like exactly what I have right now. I don't.
Exactly.
There's no racing. I mean, it's hard for me to go out and shoot anything.
Yep.
So
you can go shoot me on my dirt bike for free.
I could do that.
That sounds like fun.
It does. I really want to do that. I think we were trying.
When I got no work, I just got to build like bed frames and shit for people. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Not thanks coronavirus, but thanks coronavirus. We built a mezzanine in our garage. I have all my stuff. My garage is so organized and clean right now. I got the motor and transmission out of my Gia, my old Volkswagen. Both my bikes are rebuilt. I just finished restoring one of my old bikes. I got my RC car back out. I've been jamming on that thing. Like all of my projects that I forgot about are now completed. And like I got a man cave now. I got a little sim racing setup that I've been jamming on. Like, thanks but no thanks. Like it's still good for me, but it's been kind of nice just chilling at home just because I get off work on Friday. I either go to Parker or I'm going to a race. I get back Sunday nights, back to work for a week.
It's nice to
chill out. Like I said, selfishly for me, it's all this. I work by myself. I'm on job sites. Job sites still look the same to me. Yeah, the only thing is, like, just can't go to Chili's.
Yeah, super bummer.
I like Chili's.
I love me some queso dip. It's always a good time. Oh, no, I mean, can't wait for this to be over. Obviously, that's the reason why I'm doing this.
Yep.
Something to pass the time.
Yep.
And I think this could be informative for others.
It'll be cool. Yeah. It's just cool, like you and Zach touched on in the last one, but, like, it's cool to... Like he said, there's the spectators that just want to go out and chill and cool race cars. Like those are fast. Like those are cool. But it's cool to hear from like you guys that even if you're in it, like if you know the guys, you're never really getting what's going on. Yeah. Whereas this, like you're in their pits, bullshitting with them, putting their cars like you're in their freaking race car. Yeah. Putting all the stuff on, which to some people would kill to have that. Oh yeah. I complain. I'm like, I don't gotta climb into this damn thing. Get the GoPro in. I'm like, get out of here. I want some in and out. But like it would be cool for like the people that just don't know and have never been on that side of it. Yeah. To just hear, like it won't be. You're not gonna dedicate an episode to the behind the scenes or nothing. But it's just the subtle things that you guys are dropping throughout all this. Yeah. So, I think it'd be cool.
And it's fun. I'm having a good time doing it. Yeah. You know, and, you know, as we go, you know, when you guys watch the podcast, send a comment. Yeah. You know, send a DM at 239 Films. Let us know what you want to hear, who you want to hear. You know, I'm in contact with most people off-road. Yeah. Motocross is a little bit harder because the sport's a little different. There's a lot more variety.
I got a lot of desert racing moto friends. Yeah. That I would be more than happy to.
Just to come chat, you know.
Even if now that you got the phone thing running, that's even just call them and just like we did with my dad, just bullshit with him for a little bit.
Just to pass the time. Yeah. You know, a little refreshment on, you know, what's going on in their life and, you know, a little. I think it's good to conversate.
Yeah. It's just with the podcast, everyone's a little more relaxed.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a relaxed. Right on, buddy. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And hit up Jeremy the All-American at Jeremy the All-American on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching, and you know, give us some insight. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for some insight just to make this podcast better for everybody else. All right. This is the Taco Stand. Adios, amigos.
Is that your outro you came up with?
I think so. I think it's a good. What do you
I mean, I'm down.
Yeah?
Hey.
All right.
If you get some tacos, you can just smash them in your face.
Adios, amigos. Boom.